Hello there, ladies and gents, and good evening. A mighty good evening, should I say. We do have a turn. I have been remarkably busy these last few days, but I do have it now, and we will be going through and take a look at it. So, we'll go ahead and do that right now then, shall we? So I've just put the turn in over here. We will be pushing on Salonika today. By the way, if you do hear any echoes, it's because I'm moving out myself tomorrow. And this room is significantly more echoey with a lot less things in it, which is quite interesting actually. Just feel like it's a ghost. Anyhow, so we have the assault being carried out. Well, essentially nothing less than an assault over here. We have quite a formidable amount of supply here. Quite a formidable amount. I'm going to have them not join in the combat here. Just have them sit over here. We are moving this core over this way. They are active, but in fact, yeah, I'll go ahead and tell them to assault too. We really want to go ahead and crush this Russian core, if I can. If I can destroy that, that would be really good. Like, we definitely have the power to do it. We don't have an army here in terms of like command, but we do have an army here in terms of actual force we can bring to bear. So I need to use that. After that, he's got a couple, well, 3 calls over here, but the thing is, we have 100% military control over here, so he can't use the rail line, so we will attack here. And he will not be able to reinforce very quickly. He may march us out of the guns, but we have a pretty strong superiority there. Granted, we're not using our defensive, we're not using the entrenched positions over here, but we do have some very good commanders. We have got troops, and, well, they're okay supported, they're relatively okay. Continue to push over here, but our cohesion's low, so I do wonder if that's a correct move on that part. I may have this force, in fact, take up the push there, and I think I will. I'll go ahead and just allow our forces over here under Falcon High just remain as they are. He can march to assist if needs be, but the main thing here is just allowing them to regain some cohesion. And that would be really quite nice. So do have our Austrian cores over here then. Need to see what we're going to do. We do see the army of Rennenkampf over here, so there is a fair amount of force over that way. I'm hoping that we can cut the rails here and see what we can manage. We do have 2 Austrian cores there, so we'll see. I could probably do with assigning additional Austrians up that way, but I guess we'll see. He's definitely one of the better commanders there. Oh, he's actually not a bad commander there, 4-3, so he's a good offensive commander. That's good to see. Maybe I can get about 4 in there. Yep, lovely. Right, just place you in there. This is a pretty well-equipped core there. Right, so my Austrians are going this way. I do have an Austrian core over here. I'm thinking about maybe moving some additional Austrians this way, but we'll see. I do have this core as well, which I think we will push forward here to engage. We should then be able to gain maybe enough control over this region to use the rail line there. So there's C2, good to have you, my man. How you doing, Evil? Good to have you, my man. Yeah, the cohesion's just too low, isn't it? They've been marching. So give them a little bit of time there to recover. Would be worth it, really. Definitely worthwhile doing. Responding to the situation over here. Yeah, we did have the Arab Revolt. So Arabia becomes an ally of the Western Entente. They're not in now, but I guess next turn they will be in. We'll respond to it as we need to then. And I can have some forces move preemptively. It just depends on how much I really want to send out that way. It depends really on how much the Arabs actually have. We'll see. We'll see. I can always send this core over here. Of course, it is lacking supply, though. That is a problem there. But we'll see. Is the music a little loud? Feels a little bit loud. There we go, that's a little bit better. I feel like I can hear myself thinking now. So the Dutch have made it over here, which is excellent. I'm hoping I can build this rail line at some point, but I guess we'll have to see about that. If they could move over here to where the supply is, but no, okay, they can't right now. That's okay. They can just regain some cohesion then for the time being, and then they can move out. Alright. Now there is a French force down here, so I do feel I would like to have more men here. We'll see how that goes. We're raising additional forces, moving our militias around. We're engaging over here against the French. We have gas being used. We're using a changed government in Austria as well to try and quell the rebel alignment. And that should bring it below 40 then, which would be good. But again, continue to really prepare the West. Just awaiting a couple more forces, really. I think what we'll do over here is we'll take Riga, but I'm going to have these forces pulled back, perhaps. Or I could even have them maybe moved over to Finland. Having a GHQ in Finland would actually allow us to have armies, I think. Or at least it would allow us to use that there. And that could be, to be honest, that may be where the German forces would be better spent than having them transferred over this way. And just bring all that pressure onto Viborg, then onto Petrograd. At the end of the day, this would bring the war... Well, I don't know. It's not going to end until the revolution. But it would put a lot of pressure on them. He does have units there, but I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see how things go. Across the front then. Right, I'll have this army... Let's see. Now, I have used an active army commander. Some of these calls are very mixed. Alright, I got some heavy artillery there. Right, let me just go ahead and just try and consolidate this a little bit. They're all about as good as each other then, really. I'd really rather not have reserves in here, but I'm a little lazy right now. Firepower is quite useful to have. There's a 412. He also does have some heavy artillery there. Right, so I'll take an infantry division and heavy artillery here. There are supporting corps nearby, so that would help out. Okay, the supply... Is this a depot? It is a depot. I'll have them continue forward here. They can actually refill once they do arrive in the depot. Do I have enough support in here? Probably. I mean, these armies are nearby, so they would likely respond. Hang on a second. Affenberg's actually a pretty good offensive general there. They're both actually pretty good. Alright, there we are. So I'll go ahead and issue the attack order. I somehow disbelieve 17 days. I don't know how that can take 17 days. That just doesn't quite seem right to me. Perhaps I'll just have them place in here. Fuck. That's annoying. Honestly, that is one of the most annoying things in the world. It never stops being annoying. Oh my god. Alright, okay, I'm gonna just reload that one because that's gonna be really rather annoying otherwise, so it is very annoying that. I didn't know, CT. I'm wondering just how many aircraft the Western Entente have. Probably a lot. Probably a lot. I should really raise more fighters, but it does come to a point at which it is probably better just to wait, because we're not going to be able to gain supremacy, and it's like I can put that into other things. That's really irritating, so I have to do this again. But it is what it is. I'm just too damn lazy to properly reorganize, I should say. Kind of scraping the barrel here in terms of finding artillery. I do wonder if it's better to give them all artillery rather than have it concentrated. If we can't give them all, yeah, at least then they all benefit from having some. Perhaps that is worthwhile. Worth a consideration at any rate. I'm a little bit over there. Do I still have the... Yeah, there we are, cavalry here. Alright, yeah, cavalry can just stay as it is for now. Do I have anybody higher than... Right, I've got a 78 strength division there. But that cohesion's a little bit low. I guess the risk cohesion is a little bit low. Right, okay. So I need to take you, have you place in there. Take you, have you place in there. Oh god, that's so annoying. Okay, never mind, we have to do that again. It's really irritating if you don't have the GHQ in range, that they're suddenly not armies. It is rather a unique sense of annoyance. Yeah. Yeah, we'll be spreading out the artillery in the west. That's going to be the plan there. Right, let me do what I was going to do over here then. Yeah, that's a rather uniquely annoying aspect. Right, see, he's still an army if I do it this way. There we are. Yeah, tell me about it, TEAW. Tell me about it. I feel like I've been here before. It's like a Blue Peter moment, isn't it? It's like, here's how you do this. There's some going faster at it. Right. Do I want to go across with some cavalry? This is a 6% malice. Oh my god, have I done it the wrong way around? Ah! Alright, right. No, am I good? Yeah, I'm good, okay. Sometimes it's a little bit hard to see there. Apparently still 17 days. I don't know how it's 17 days, but apparently 17 days. I don't believe it's 17 days, but I guess we'll see. It is what it is, really. I said, you man. Let's see then. Yeah, what we're going to go ahead and do then is when I have the tanks, I'm thinking what I'll do is like see what we can do with the tanks is maybe have the tanks placed into the divisions or I'll probably have just tanks concentrated. It depends really on how it benefits. I'm not fully sure what would be the best thing to do. But I guess we'll find out. But yeah, we'll have things spread between the armies really. Like I'm thinking about taking this artillery here and having it moved over here. Just have it moved there. Like, I do have additional artillery over here, which is great to have, but honestly, if I could have that, I can place it into the cores and get more use out of it, potentially. We'll see. It depends, really. I probably have more than enough artillery, but it does not hurt. Because I can have the artillery in with, like, cavalry or with whatever. We can really merge it in there, really. Alright. Yeah, just take a look at the comments there. Well, what I'm thinking about doing is, when we're about ready, is I'll issue the order to occupy Luxembourg. I could either choose to attack first and then occupy Luxembourg, but I'm thinking if I occupy Luxembourg, because we'll have control of the rail lines, I should be able to move down here sooner than he can. What I may do is have these forces move to this position just before we're ready. Like the turn before we do. On the same turn we occupy Luxembourg and then like rail through here. So I'd be here in 1 day, 2 days I'd be here. His forces could also be there in a few days, but it depends. I don't know. It also does make me wonder if I was to occupy Luxembourg, would that cause him to change where his forces are positioned? Would it cause anything like that? It's hard to say. I'm very sure that his men will march up this way. I'm not sure who the GHQ is actually. I don't know where his GHQ is actually. But anyhow, we're awaiting the Ottomans to... Sorry, the Austrians to arrive as well. So we do have the army of Ritter von Frank, as well as Konrad von Hotzendorf moving out that way too. Arguably, I could have those armies used in another position, but I think it is best to concentrate, absolutely concentrate the hell out of things. The Entente do have access to tanks, but they've only just got access to tanks. So he will have some tanks in production, maybe a turn or two by now, but I mean this is it. They take a few turns to produce, we'll have ours ready. Even when they're produced, they still need to gain cohesion, so we'll have our tanks next turn actually. Yeah. I think we may have enough heavy artillery to have heavy artillery in almost every corps, or at least medium artillery as well. Some of the heavy artillery units are brigades. Well, they're like usually they're regiments, but we do have some that are actual brigades. Also, having the Austrians out there is very good. Like, Konrad von Hotzendorf doesn't have the most. And the thing is like, I'd really love to pull this Austrian army to the west, but we still have to face the Russians over here. Because I'd love to send all this artillery out. And I think what I might go ahead and do is maybe send out 3 regiments of this heavy artillery and have it moved out to the west. I don't know, depends really. We'll see. I do wonder if it's worth pushing on Riga in a way. I think we'll complete the push on Riga, but it's like... Alright, serious question. What do you guys think? Do we... So I'm thinking about time here. I am legitimately thinking, do I just pull back the Germans now? I've got Austrians over here. I can move Austrians around. I don't have to take Riga. We've already broken his national morale. I could wait for an Austrian army to be moved up this way. I'm just thinking it's like... Let's say, for example, with Falkenhayn. I mean, of course, I could even have him move to Finland. Hard to say, but it's like, let's say, if I was to send him over here to the west. That's going to take... Well, that's actually not that bad. 34 days, okay. I don't know. I think he's pulled back from this area. Hard to say. I think we'll continue for now, but I think I will consider pulling back the Germans as quickly as possible, as soon as possible, really. What I'm thinking of doing here then is taking this army over here that isn't going to be entering into the battle, and in fact having it moved up this way. 19 days. Wow, that's really quick. What I'll do then is I'll shift up a Austrian army over here that can actually just continue this. So 19 days they could be at this position here. To be honest, I may even want to just have them at this position here when I have a depot. So let's see, 18 days, they'd be here 15 days. Okay, so one turn they'll be here. Maybe I just have them, yeah, I think what I'll do then is have them wait here at Vilna. So next turn they'll be here. We'll find out what's over here. I feel like it's evacuated it, but we'll see. And it's like some militia, things of that nature. Well, these are my own Bulgarians, but yeah, there's some troops over here, and I will grant that. Some cavalry. We'll see anyway. But what I'll do then is shift that Austrian army over here then, as we planned anyway. Yeah, we'll see. There's plenty of support over here. I could probably even do with having a few more Austrian generals. I really need to go through my promotions and see who can be made an actual army commander. Because that would be really very useful. Right, these infantry divisions will be 30 days. We have a couple more divisions over here, which will be ready next turn, in fact, so that's quite useful then. So we'll have a couple more divisions there. But yeah, okay. I feel pretty confident about that then. We'll save the decision for the Eastern Horizon until we begin the actual offensive itself. So we'll go ahead and go to the next turn here then. But I think that's the best move then. So we'll have the Austrian army arrive on the eastern front, well, the northern part of it. And frankly, if all I have to do is check a single Russian army, I can manage that. There is a danger that he does have forces built up and he does launch an offensive, but honestly, I think what I can do at that point is just trade space for time. He is going to fall to revolution at some point. Right, so we see British moving. He may reinforce, but we'll see. We don't have to launch the offensive. I would prefer to launch the offensive while we have the advantage. But honestly, if the situation is too bleak, we'll see. The onus is most certainly upon the Entente. As right now we have the victory points. We'll see. Alright, see the British there. Right, so his second call has arrived over here. Actually, a lot sooner than I expected. I thought we'd actually just attack. Seen another force there. Alright, seen him move over there. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Right, okay. So it looks like he's making a move on to Tbilisi. Alright, okay. That one's not too surprising there. Ooh, okay. Wow. So we do suffer a defeat at Tbilisi. I don't know if we'll be pushing back from Tbilisi here. But that did just cost him 43,000 of the 100,000 he brought. That cost us 16, and I think I did send a reinforcement call. It looks like he will... Ooh, quite a lot of men over here. So we are pushed back from this position as well, then. This one's not too surprising considering the cohesion that we'd suffered. He's brought quite a lot of men over here, but we do have more Turks moving down this way. But he needs to have supply, otherwise he's going to be in the desert. So he does retake Tbilisi today. He'll be happy about that. Oh no, we still have a force over there at Tbilisi. So, do I hold Tbilisi? Yeah, it moved across there, not too surprising. We'll attack over here at Salonika. We'll attack over here at Salonika. We're being bombarded right now, which is not going to help our case, I bet. Okay. We take the cavalry. Our second battle here, which is a Turkish victory, and we inflict 16,000 casualties over there on the Russians. So I think we may retake Tbilisi here today. Yeah, I think we've retaken Tbilisi. Yeah, we're seeing the British and the French out here. Yeah. We do have our forces in the depot. They just need to recover power. We have an actual army there to move out with. We've got the depots as well, so what we'll do then is then push on them. Right, yeah, we do push the Russians back from Tbilisi. So he did take it briefly, but we did retake it as well. Our second battle here, which is a Turkish defeat, but we do actually inflict more casualties upon the enemy. We have our assault over here. Yeah, ooh, that's going to leave a mark. Wow, okay. So, Otto von Below. Oh, we have the von Below brothers. We have Karl von Below, we have Otto von Below. We found some real family trees out here. But yeah, we suffer 2,000 casualties. He suffers 29,000 casualties over here. So, as you can imagine, that is really not ideal. Maybe I might even get some national morale out of that. But that's a really important blow against the Russians here. So he loses pretty much half his strength. More or less half his strength there. And then we'll be able to march onto Viborg. Yeah, very good there in Finland. So we'll go ahead. Looks like he's actually moved additional forces into here, maybe. This may be a defeat, but we'll see how this goes. I mean, this is the interesting thing. We have taken men away from the Eastern Front. But we need to. Where are those bloody Serbs? Right, here we go. Are we going to be reinforced? Yes, we are. This could be a defeat, but it's looking pretty bloody either way. We are using gas here as well. Yeah, we do achieve an Austrian victory here. A tremendous cost to our men there, 122,000. This is probably one of the biggest casualties that we've lost here. But that is still a victory. The French lose 83,000. Bear in mind, I do think a lot of this did probably come from naval gunfire. Bloody. We do have Bulgarians in there. We do have units in there. Militia as well, I always tend to look at as just cannon fodder. But yeah, a bloody, bloody day. But it is a necessary victory. It is a necessary battle. These men can be replaced. And don't get me wrong, this is pretty bloody, but these men are in a difficult situation. He did have 337% trench effectiveness, so yeah, you can see what we might expect on the Western Front. But we do win the day, which is very important there. So that puts him into a difficult situation here, because I'm not sure if he can escape. We'll see there. But yeah, that was a very bloody day there. Very bloody day. But another 80k casualties. It does tend to be the Austrians that suffer the majority of the casualties, I must say. But necessary. Ooh. Alright, the remainers are pushed back over here. That's a lot of Russians there. Maybe I pulled back that army a little bit too soon, but we'll see. We're on to the 15th day. Will we see a battle over here? If not, I'll have at least a defense. So the trenches to work with. Right. So while we did suffer some defeats in Egypt, we were initially pushed back from Tbilisi. Okay, they haven't moved then. Okay, well, I suppose 17 days does actually help out there. Okay. So he's moved in a fair amount of men over here. Something to the region of 400k actually, which is a fair amount of men. But it depends. I can have a look at what we saw there. But again, this is what I'm talking about with when I can trade space for time. We should have a free shot against Brusilov over here, which is really great. Yeah, these armies have overextended themselves. We'll go ahead and attack. I might go even for an all-out attack on that, actually. I do have some supporting Romanians in the area. How is that not mine? Yeah, that should be mine by now. Anyhow. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and order an all-out attack here. And try and crush Brusilov. Yeah, we have military control 100% here. He may use gas, but I think he's definitely overextended. My god, Brusilov is a bloody good commander there. 652, he's probably the best Russian commander. So dealing a pretty hefty blow there is quite important. We do have the Ottoman cavalry divisions moving in too. Bloody day, so we're up to 89 morale. Well, I should say, wow. Oh yeah, I was going to say -6. We had -5 from the change of government, which takes us down to 36, and then we use gas, so that's why. So we didn't gain any morale, but we gained 5 national morale for free last turn, so I did put that into reducing the Austrians' alignment difficulties. The Russians are at 53% over here. Not that far away from the revolution. And we are always due a Brusilov offensive, so it's eventually going to come. I think you really want to break apart as many Russian armies in the east as you can, destroy his ability to conduct offensive operations. Yeah, pretty much. Well, we'll try to do that where able. Yeah, he did have level 3 gas. I wonder where he used that gas. Did he use that gas? Yeah, he did use it. Oh, we used that gas in Salonika. Okay, never mind. Yeah, now the interesting thing is we do actually have military control over here. So I can go ahead and rail my forces in. Which I will. Yeah, so our forces have been reduced here, but I did have some additional reinforcements arrive. What I'm probably better off doing is actually placing these Bulgarian units in with their cores and just like changing out the troops that are diminished and just having the troops that are fresh put in there instead. But yeah, so a very, very bloody day there at Salonika, but worth it. Obviously, we could have brought more forces to the party, but we wanted to try and deal with this before he escaped. So, ideally, we can finish these guys off. Maybe he has an opportunity to pull them out, I'm not sure. But I don't see any men actually in here. I think his bombardment definitely helped him out over there. But it was a victory, and I think a necessary one there. Alright. Yeah, so the Entente capture, well, the Russians captured Tbilisi, but then we retook it. Yeah, so we took 3 hits and dealt 18 to them. Actually, we probably did more to the enemy than they did to us there. Okay. The important thing is we retake Tbilisi. That's the important thing here. So we do have the hills here once again. I do have my forces. And we can go ahead and rail them back in over here. And I didn't actually take a tremendous amount of casualties. So we'll retake Tbilisi, and, well, we have retaken Tbilisi, we will hold Tbilisi. And this has been done on a shoestring budget. The great news is the fact that these men can dig in again. So yeah, he took a lot of casualties there. It was successful, but it was repulsed in the end. But at a great cost. But at the end of the day, I have to take these men elsewhere. They can go over here and break the rail line here too. Right, so we were pushed back from this position here. What I may go ahead and do then is pull back to this position here then, where we do actually have supplies, await our forces to regain cohesion, and then push forward. And I think that'll be the situation that he'll be in as well. The desert is very much a harsh mistress. It is a damn shame that I didn't get those rail lines, but he did reinforce that position there. We'll be back. Yes, so we are at war with the Arabs here. I mean, I could march that way, but it'd take 40 days and then lose all cohesion. What I'm going to go ahead and do here then, I may go ahead and... I think I'm going to go ahead and put a division in here as a garrison, and just tell them to sort it out, and then at least if I get pushed out, I still hold it. We do have a garrison here at Aqaba. If I can click it. Yeah, we have a garrison at Aqaba. I've got some cavalry over here. What I want to do is hold these positions and then see. Right, I do have this army here. I think, honestly, unless he's brought enough supply to establish himself, I can hold in this position in the desert. I need the rail lines, but I also need to be done with the Arabians. So what I'll do then is maybe wait for them to move in and then attack them. He doesn't really have all that much in the way of power. So I'll go ahead and take a corps over here and have a corps dispatched out this way. We'll have these men march down this way. It's the fact that it takes so long to get down there. So I'll move them over here, then they can just recover. Though there is a bit of a risk that if I take them off the rail line, I may suffer. But again, I think we can respond to things relatively well. We're also raising additional men, which is going to help. Some men are on their way to the Caucasus there. Yeah. So, a mixed day of battles, but I think we do come out on top. Even if just barely. Obviously not in Egypt, but again, Egypt is difficult. Right, so we do have the army here. Maybe I did move them out too early, but I think at the end of the day, I need to move. Is that the gentleman that was in here? Oh, Colban. I was thinking that seemed familiar, but it's just the commander there, isn't it? Okay. That's pretty amusing. Right, so I do have this position here as well. What I'll do then is... Did I just gain more commanders? Or more men? I can't tell. Maybe a little bit of A, maybe a little bit of B. The main thing then is having the armies over here. So it doesn't look like there's all that much over there. We have 16% control here, so I do need to gain more. So we're going to push on further. Right, Falkenhayn can move in behind. This army can move over here. So what we'll do then is we'll have the Germans push on this way then towards Riga. Over here in the north then we'll push on to Viborg. Always feels like I'm saying cyborg. Sounds so cool. But yeah, that was a very, very successful attack for us. And it didn't cost us all that much, which is great. Let me see, I've got you. What I'm going to go ahead and do then is take some of this supply over here then and have you sent over here to link up and just continue the siege of Helsinki. The heavy guns over here would be useful, but I want to continue the siege of Helsinki. I may just assault this position. It does depend. He did take quite a few casualties there. We do have a lot of rather upset Germans that are active. You can go in there, actually. Cool. I can promote you. I don't know if that'd be a good thing. But there we are. Yeah, so we did spend some munitions over there, but that was a very successful battle for us. So that means I'll be able to push on towards Viborg now. He has cut the rail line over here. I think I was banking on this being successful, but it appears it has not been. We do see men over here. There is a garrison over here at Petrograd. Interesting enough that we have reconnaissance now on Petrograd, which is great. So we actually do know what is in there. I mean, if you can take the heavy artillery to Viborg, what's the difference between the Port of Helsinki and the... I get what you mean. I mean, it'd be nice to have this open. But I know I said I was going to send it over here to Helsinki, but I actually didn't, and just went with another plan while saying something else. So yeah, the heavy artillery is moving to Viborg, sorry. I feel like I said one thing and then just did something completely different. I just pretended it didn't happen. I'm just gaslighting everybody here. Did we see the British move? I'm probably going to see a lot of aircraft being shot down, actually. Or maybe not for once. We should have our tanks now. Oh. The Deutschland event is now active. Okay, so affect central powers. So I can actually do this. So central powers alignment in USA plus 5, alignment in Germany plus 10. Ah, fuck yeah. Central powers national morale plus 5. Yes. Yeah, sorry about gaslighting you there, Evil. I didn't mean to do it, but apparently I just gaslit myself. Straight up, like, screwing with people there. Oh, lovely. Okay. So in 1916, the Deutschland merchant submarine made a transatlantic run through the British blockade to the United States east coast, bringing back a cargo of much-needed supplies. Their sailors were hailed as heroes and much to America for their brave journey. Amazing. Okay. That is a complete win there. So the alignment in the US goes up by 5, alignment in Germany goes up by 10, and we gain some national morale back, which is really very nice. That just pays for us to change the government in Austria again in the future. Beautiful. B-A-U-E-ful. Or is it B-E-A-U-T-ful? Alright. Yeah, Tbilisi was really quite bloody there, and quite fortunate. Ah, okay. Infantry brigade was pursued and destroyed during its retreat. Militia infantry brigade was pursued and destroyed. Oof, shame. The Ottomans will rise again! Oh, we took 7,900 prisoners here. Gained some war supply. Alright, let's see. Very successful. Okay, cool. Yeah, so we do have forces moving in over here to Salonika. I do wonder how many men he has left there. But that was a very, very bloody day, I must say. Now we do lose 122, but he lost 83 of his 150. Exhaustion certainly didn't help. Yeah. So it looks as though he holds on to Salonika. Let me double check. I could turn it off, but I'm going to check this way. Actually, I'm going to have to turn it off because I can't see shit. Fine. Alright, okay. So Salonika is still under Entente occupation. Can we? I think because I own the region, I can't. Oh, no, I can. Cool. Never mind. Yes, I could gas him again. That's very irritating. I think they were on... Yeah, I think I had an all-out attack order, so... Yeah, it's just leaders over here now. Yeah, just leaders there. We should have our tanks here today. Yeah, they'll bombard us, but the thing is, they did take more damage. So there we go, we have our first brigade of tanks over here then. Command cost of 1, wow, these guys are fucking cheap. Granted, it's only like 40 tanks. But these guys will be very, very useful. A couple more generals over here, actually, very good. There we are, lovely. Oh, fucking hell. Sorry for the swearing, but that's annoying. Alright, there we are. Yeah, we should have the Austrians at least in position by then. How many guns do I have in here? Why is it just... Can you just tell me that? Well, I guess we'll never know. Oh, which one's the one with the guns? I should really name it. Oh god. Have they gone rogue? Is the game gaslighting me? Like, where's the guns? What the fuck? Maybe. Right. Right, I'm going to be reorganizing here anyway. In fairness, I don't know if I'm mixing things now. I do have a GHQ here, so I should be able to just like create new armies again, but you know. Oh, there they are. They have resurfaced. Oh, okay. So there's just shy of 200,000 men there. 200,000 men there. 280,000 men there. 161,000 men there. That's quite a lot of men. Obviously not counting the artillery here too. In this stack we have... Is there a division in here? That's a bit of a mixed one. But yeah, there's about 1,000 cannon. 1,200 cannon there. Right, that's going to be a lot of fun reorganizing. Once the Austrians arrive, maybe we're close to 1 million. I didn't really count that properly. Yeah, something like that anyway. Maybe like 800,000 to 1 million men. "12 days. I may very well feel like shooting myself after reorganizing all this, but we'll see. That'll be a little project. Just for me. Can I build like a depot here? Would that make my life easier? Maybe. Alright, so just waiting a couple more tanks. Yeah, we have another 3 German tank brigades and then the Austrian tank brigades there. We're producing quite a few mountaineers. Alright. It would be very, very good to have level 3 gas. Like, very good. We're up to 80% on aviation. I may use the Fokker thing and move to level 3. Is it 25? We had such a nice advantage originally. But we'll be able to push the US away from the Entente. We'll be able to gain some morale, which is really nice. Also, increasing the alignment in Germany would be fantastic. That would take us back to 89%, which is a pretty big deal. And then again, as mentioned earlier, being able to like use change government again would be really handy. I don't have enough engagement points now, but it's like in the future I could do that. And that would bring us back down on the Austrians there, which would be very handy. But I do want to save up national morale because we are due the death of Ferdinand at the end of the year. How much did we make last turn? 749. 270 there. Not as much around the Dutch East Indies, sadly. Worth it. The good news is the Russians are in a difficult situation there. Well, they did take Tbilisi. They weren't able to hold it, and they've been kicked out. We have a depot over here, so while there's no supply right now, but we're in a position of defense. He's kind of left out in the cold here. That did cost the Russians there, but it was a successful attack. These guys are in a difficult situation out here. It just needs organization. I've been saying that every time, but sometimes it's just a pain in the ass. I did ask him about these generals. He says he can't disband them unless he pays like national morale. And I think he said it wouldn't let him disband them or something of that nature. Interesting that a small amount of shells are stored out here. Yeah, so we have the town over here. They're moving across. I've got the rail line here, so I can move up if I want to. I may go ahead and move a corps up then. Deal with these guys. Looks like the cavalry withdrew. He's broken the rail line here. There's not really anything of value over here. Yeah. So what we'll do then is we'll wait till we get to Riga, then I'll pull the Germans back. Once we finish at Salonika, I could have that army then move to the Eastern Front if needs be. Well, 2 armies here actually. And that would actually go quite a long way in helping out. What do you guys think then? Did we come out on top overall? I think we did. The men over here have suffered. I don't know. It could be Well, actually, no, they're all right. They've just suffered losses, of course. I do have reinforcements, so it could be a sense of maybe waiting a turn and allowing them to regain some cohesion. It probably would be worth pressing the attack again with gas. The gas isn't going to do a huge amount, but it could be potentially worth it. So I could move these forces to the Caucasus if I wanted to. Yeah. Well, we do have reinforcements coming. Granted, they were the men that participated, but yeah. We'll issue gas attack, I think. If I can crush them, that's well worth it. Am I using it in the right position? Sometimes it always goes to the left, to the right, sorry, where you want it. And then you can't bloody find it. Why? Why wouldn't they do this? Alright, okay, so... I think I've clicked everything I can possibly do here. But just, I think it's deployed here successfully. God damn it, why do they make it so difficult? Just give me a button to press. It shouldn't be that hard. Anyway. I'd love to attack him, but the Austrian fleet is unfortunately not really a fleet in being right now. I just swear to God, every time I see this, it goes up. I don't know, at least I'll be ready for the next war. Yeah, having another Dunkirk wouldn't be too great. He's a damn good general. A damn good defensive general, actually. Yeah, he's a defensive 5. That's actually really good. He's also a multinational commander, which is very useful. Our men just need to recover cohesion. We do have, obviously, the supplies over here. So once we actually have our men able to regain cohesion, we'll be good to go. So the Ottomans have been pushed back for now. I did really want that railway, but that did come at the cost of him essentially giving us Salonika. So he has paid a price for that. Obviously, we paid a price in men's lives, but taking Salonika will kick him out of Greece. It does solidify our position in the Balkans then. I think I'm going to continue to raise additional Ottoman troops. The reason being is we've gotten gains over here. I love the fact I can recruit them from cars. That's pretty wild. Really can't recruit from many different locations here. Does take time. I think I'll recruit more Balkan commanders. Sorry, more Balkan infantry. I love saying that word, Balkan. It sounds so strong. Right, I'll recruit a few more Austrians as well. So recruit more Austrian divisions as well. And the Czech lands are pretty productive there. Alright, there we go. Yeah, so what we'll do then is continue to build up the Ottoman army then. We're building up the Bulgarians as well, where we can. We'll build up the Romanians in the future as well, and just essentially try to have as many men as we can. And just really leverage our manpower. And the thing to bear in mind is, actually, while we do take losses and we do inflict losses, they do the same to us. We ultimately have at least a stronger stock of manpower that I can rely upon. Yeah, these guys will be done in 2 turns. So we're going to be moving soon then, I think. Yeah, well, the weather's good. The campaigning season really has begun again. In the east, it's going to be rather wild. I'm going to have to try and play a pretty cagey game with him in the east. Because I don't have as many men as I used to do. If we take a look over here, then. So, he's actually gained men. He's been recruiting more men than it seems. It looks like the Russians too. We're up to 2.4, just shy of 2.5 million losses. He's up to 2.8. The Entente is almost at 1 million losses as well now. I mean, in fairness, the casualties we took in Egypt, I mean, we did inflict some hefty casualties on the British there. Dealing with the Arabs would be lovely, but I would need to get some supply out there. But yeah. What we'll do then is move upon them. Well, we have the advantage. It is a hell of an undertaking, I must admit. We do have time to prepare the Italian front as well, so we'll do that. It'd be pretty ideal if we could actually take back these cities, because we actually do stand to gain a lot. Like from Trieste, we'd stand to gain quite a lot back there. If we can regain what we lost to the Italians or gave to the Italians, that'd be quite ideal. I can't imagine the Italians would really want to be entering on the side of the Entente at this point. I mean, the Russians are pretty much on their last legs. And what are we up to now? The Western Entente morale is 65. So we've got quite a nice advantage there. We've got almost double the amount of victory points, which is good. Ideally we regain that. Well, ideally we gain Salonika. And if I can kick the Entente out of Greece, that's very handy. I just need to reorganize these guys. Yeah, that's what we're going to prepare for. I mean, we do have the world's largest coalition of mountaineers. Come together slowly but surely. I mean, let's see. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Ottoman mountain troops. We've got 2 Bulgarians and 2 Romanians. So that's 12 mountain brigades there, which I'm going to call mountain divisions. Hang on, why is the Ottoman artillery looking different? Who said they could change the look of their artillery? Yeah, so we'll have a I could do with really finding multinational commanders then, actually. I need to headhunt for multinational commanders, which would mean I could actually use some pretty amazing corps. I could have I could have the Rainbow Corps. I could have some German, some Austrian, some Romanian, some Bulgarian, Ottomans in there. If I could get Dutch, I'd get bloody Dutch in there. You know, that'd be pretty cool. But yeah, I think we can potentially overwhelm the Entente in terms of the amount of mountaineers I can recruit. I don't think they can match us in that. We've got this large body of mountaineers already. I need to find Alpine Jaeger tacticians as well. Like, seriously, I just need to headhunt specific generals, like get Alpine Jaeger tacticians out here, multinational commanders, good commanders, and then we should be able to move through here. That would be very nice. These fortresses were stripped of artillery, So I've really no idea if the Italians have put out like any artillery in there. I don't know, it depends really. Maybe they have. Who knows? Hmm. What am I looking for? Oh, you mean like leaders? Yeah, okay, fair enough. I get what you mean there. We kind of have it, but no, I get what you're saying there. You're saying like essentially like their traits, etc. That'd be lovely. I agree. Never gonna happen though. But yeah, that'd be quite good. I think what we'd want to do then is push on to Trento. Sicarian Trieste would really be very important. That'd be really, really important. The problem is I'm going to have to watch out for the Italian Navy, which is going to be a pain in my ass. I also do want to reinforce the Dalmatian coast, basically. Like Croatia, Dalmatia, obviously down here to Bosnia. Just the coast over here, really. That'd be a great idea. But honestly, I could have a lot of forces do that. We are recruiting more Austrians. I'm thinking even if he doesn't have any men over here at Valdemazela, I could move his army. Yeah. What I'm thinking about doing is, rather than attack him here, is I could move this army 21 days? Are they just making times up now? Apparently take that long, okay. Fair enough, fair enough. Okay. What I'm thinking about doing then is I don't want to be in a position when... because he still has a gas and I don't want to get hit by that gas. So what I'm thinking is it's like I just pull back to... maybe to this position over here. And we play space for time. Try and wait until the opportune moment for me to get on him. I could also wait until we have Eugene von Osterreich freed up as well, and then I could at least hit him with the second force there. That force can move here. Yeah, you guys, you know you have trains. There you go. Yeah, I think that's what we want to go ahead and do. I'd like to go ahead and free up Eugene von Osterreich then to move this way. So taking control of this area is quite important then. Or at least moving them back when able. He does seem to have lost a lot of his army capacity, fighting capacity going across here. I think Eugene von Osterreich's going to rip into pieces. But we'll see. We're kind of in a fragile equilibrium on the Eastern Front. Right. Oh, so there actually are men here then. Okay, wow. I just can't imagine. Okay, I guess we'll just sit here forever. Where are they getting their supply from? Seriously. Anyway, we'll take village control and maybe they can't scavenge then. 27% here, so I could use that rail line. Luckily we are at Riga next turn. We use these armies then to bring Riga into our hands, and then I think we'll move the Germans. Or I could even use the German forces on the Eastern Front as something like a shock army. Like have them kind of allocated, or really sent to where we need the force. Depends. But it would be great. Or even have them move to Finland. Honestly, it's an interesting question because it's like, well, if I put the pressure on over here at Finland, if I get Petrograd, or I get on top of Petrograd, then that is the capital of the Russian Empire. That probably would cause some problems there. It's up to 53% as well. And an entirely valid strategy would be honestly just to avoid combat with the Russians for a little while. But I think I'll do that once we get closer to the point of him being at revolution. I need him to get to 70%. It's difficult because it's like I can't really do much more to hurt him other than just wait. It's kind of annoying like that. It could be that we would use Lenin to try and push that up faster, but again, it would be kind of a waste. An expensive one as well. I don't know, at some point he's going to end up running into mutinies as well. He's below... well, he's got 0 national morale. So he's obviously well below that point of 40. He does have the 53% rebel alignment there. So there will come a point at which his forces just mutiny. As obviously the percentage ticks up, it becomes more and more likely. So we'll see. Time is definitely on our side against the Prussians. The Western Front, I'm just going to have to organise like a bloody beaver. Let's go ahead and just quickly work out the men. Uh, 161, 42. I'm sure I would just count there. Anyway, 197, 466, 206, 456. 281, 490. And I counted that one already. Okay, so that takes us to about 846,000 Germans. So I think with the Austrians arriving, we'll have about 1 million. I think we'll definitely have 1 million. We'll have around about just over 1 million men there. So I think that is going to be one hell of an offensive. I think if we can send 1 million men down at a single point, that's a lot of men. That is a lot of men. Like there could be like maybe 200, I don't know. There may be like 500,000 men in this area, something like that. There could be 500,000. But if we just throw that much power at them at a single point, I don't know. It's going to be bloody. And there's also a part of me that thinks, is it worth doing so? Because an alternate strategy, I don't know, it's a hard one to say, because it's like... we have the best opportunity in the next few turns to hurt the French. But am I hurting myself more by doing it? Yeah, just break it wide open. We'll have to think about it, because an alternate strategy could be that we wait for the Italians to join. Well, we could just establish a front line over here and hold that front line until the Russians fall. Have forces really just waiting to move into the Italian theatre and like really rush down the Italians before the French could actually arrive. But then, I don't know, it's a difficult one really. I think people will be quite bloodthirsty and will demand an offensive. It's just, I do worry about the casualties, but I know we would probably be able to win it. I think with the Austrians as well, that's going to bring us additional men. Let me go ahead and just double count here. Sorry, just count again. So we're at 846,000. Let me add on another 117,580. And the other army, 124,000 and 60. So that takes us to 1,088,094 men. Obviously, that's quite wild there. All right, I see. Possibly evil. I just worry that we just suffer a huge defeat and we lose a lot of national morale from it, but it'd be interesting. That's also true there, John. The good news is we do have, like, of the 4 fortresses over here, like 3 of them would be accessible the first turn. Yeah. I think we will go with the offensive. Yeah, essentially, yeah. Sorry, exactly, moving with the tanks as well. I think what I'll do is probably organize the forces and maybe have them moved over here to, like, TEAW. And then at least we are closer to the position. Because I think we will want to be going soon, honestly. Or even just wait a turn and just get everything organized for the tanks here as well. We'll see. I mean, the good news is we can avoid having to cross a river as well, so we don't take that penalty. If we go through Luxembourg, I can't imagine Luxembourg could even handle 1 million men just marching through all at once. That's a hell of a lot of men. And that's obviously not counting the men on the front line. I think what I'd do on the day of battle is essentially have all of these armies over here just move to the north. What I mean by that is essentially just like, yeah, just taking them all here. Like, that's 6 days over there. It depends on how much rail capacity I have. So I'd really want to save all the rail I could possibly save. So obviously pre-positioning things would actually help quite a lot. So we'll see about that. But yeah, essentially what I'd do then is just leave maybe like 1 or 2 calls along the front line here. Just have them hold there. And then just have everything, almost the entire German army just thrown at a single spot against the French. I mean, with these armies over here. Let's say. And let's see. So with these men, 107,222. I'm not going to count the cores because I'll have the core spread out, but we'll see. Another 107,920. Take this army here too. 100,000. Our armies are generally around about 100,000 mark. Men alone don't decide this. Having the guns will obviously make a pretty big difference. And I'm hoping that we do have the guns to make the difference. 92... 410... Right, so with those additional armies involved, that would bring us up to 1.6 million men. And I think with that, because obviously we do have Hindenburg, so we do have very good commanders. We've got a good amount of artillery there. Oh, does it? Oh, it also gives you penalties. Like, yeah, that's true. See, that'd be the thing to bear in mind. Yeah, we do have a traffic penalty. But we just have to see. I think then pre-position would make sense then. Just having men in position. But I think that's all we'll do. Maybe not the same turn then. We'll see what I can do. Maybe forces are nearby. I could move over here to like Fionville. And then at least they're close by. They could be called on naturally, but obviously closing the distance would help out. Well, I mean, the thing is with a counteroffensive is like he could launch a counteroffensive, but if anything, he abandons his fortifications. Well, this is also true there, Jen. We don't know. See, there's always been a critical weakness in the German front line, and that is the fact that you don't have a rail connection here at Luxembourg. It's like, had he taken any position along here, he could have made it very difficult for these armies. These armies would have had to march across, which doesn't sound like that bad, but it means that they can't get supplies easily, they can't move as easily, reinforcements can't arrive as easily. So there's 200,000 men here. I think as soon as we take Riga, I'm going to have them railed back to the west. Well, railed to the west, maybe. I could have them moved over here. It honestly depends. I'm thinking that once we start throwing down in the west, we really need to have as many men as possible to just maintain pressure. And the interesting thing is I don't see the British right now, but he's moved another French army here. I'm going to pull back the Austrians here. And then what I'm going to do is essentially wait for an opportunity to counterattack. Yeah, I mean, what I could potentially do then is move like calls down this way, or it depends really. See, at the end of the day, the French also have a critical weakness in their line. Is he may have an army over here at Nancy. He may very well have one there. But these armies over here may not call. They may not answer that call. Like, even over here, we had forces as far as over here, like, when we were attacked down here at, like, Mulhouse. I think we had forces as far as, like, here or around here. I think as far as here at Saarburg that participated there. Diversionary attacks are usually costly. An alternative is we have more armies than he does in theory. We could leverage that, occupy Luxembourg, have armies positioned here in Luxembourg, have these armies positioned over here, and then essentially make it so we're so powerful in a single sector, he can't predict exactly when the attack's going to come. Like, obviously he can move men over here to like Longwy, Briere, Saint-Michel, But I'm just thinking if I could have the armies pre-positioned, I can choose which one to attack, and he could move forces. I don't know, it's an interesting one, really. Yeah, exactly. I'm lacking information as well, so I would like to get some reconnaissance out here in the front, but that's not easy. So Jan's making the point that we could potentially cross over here, a Belfort or something of that nature. These forces aren't likely to be able to reinforce. He's got these armies over here, but they're not as strong as the armies in the north. And he's not likely to be able to reinforce his position. It is difficult because it's tough for us then to move beyond it. I do think that here's the best position that we'll be able to get, really. He's got a lot of strength over here, but the fact is we're fighting in forest, which forest grants a bonus to him. But it's not that much of a bonus. Like you can see here, 95%. So we suffer a 5% penalty. There's 90. Yes, there's a 10% penalty for artillery, but that's on both sides. Frontage is an important thing. Like I could potentially bring all the mountaineers over here, and that would help out. Yeah, there's a pretty big penalty there. Much to consider. I'm just hoping that the amount of firepower we have is just sufficient. I don't think we saw much French heavy artillery in the attacks on our front. I mean, we had an attack, what was it, some months ago now, down here. And obviously that was his... I don't know if that was the main effort, but I imagine that was probably one of the main efforts. We didn't see French heavy artillery. Now, I get what you're saying there, John. It is something that I'll definitely consider. Like, I could maybe have the Austrians do something like that, but again, it's just... I think we'll go for one specific point. And I think a point at which I can just try and bring all favours... all factors as close as possible together. This one also does put me closer to Paris. It also does allow me to actually move on to positions. The only difficulty with this one is I'm then fighting in wooded hills, and hills there too. So there, Arthur, good to have you, my man. Yeah, we've had some progress. We did get pushed back over here in Egypt, so just return to where our supply is. We did lose to Tbilisi, but then we regained to Tbilisi. We did lay down the smackdown raw on the Russians over here. We suffered 120,000 casualties here in the Battle of Salonika, but we did inflict 80,000 casualties on the French. We've just been discussing how to approach the front line here. Yeah, having level 3 gas would be amazing. What we'll need to do then is reorganize the armies here. But I think having... Well, we're going to have 1,000,000 men anyway as part of the offensive. So I think anywhere that we choose to throw that 1,000,000 men, we could probably achieve a breakthrough. I think the amount of heavy artillery we have is maybe sufficient, but honestly it depends. Like I said, we haven't seen the French with much in the way... Oh, those Jaegers over here are handy. They'll help out with moving that stack. Yeah, like I said, we haven't seen that much in the way of French heavy artillery. I really pray that it doesn't have that much. He does have level 3 heavy artillery. Well, he does have level 3 artillery now. But we've had a couple turns of our artillery upgrading. So we'll have some level 3, but we'll have a lot more. Like, we have a lot more level 3. How many do we have here? So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I don't know, 12 regiments and brigades, of like level 3 artillery. We do obviously have the super heavy guns as well. Now that's right, it's Salonika. We're deploying gas again, by the way. We're going to launch another attack, but we also do have control here of the region. Or at least majority control. So I can go ahead and actually launch another attack. And rail our reinforcements in over here. I just need to reorganize these Bulgarians. I could even move down additional reinforcements. Once these guys are across the river again, I can actually get that going. And to be honest, I could maybe even just move this force. Maybe leave a militia unit behind, but militia aren't exactly the make or break. He hasn't recaptured this. I don't know if this is actually a legitimate force or not, because I might be just wasting my time over here. Hard to say. I think I might be wasting my time there. Jesus Christ, this is a lot of time to waste. Ah, yeah. Alright, 30 days. It's a pain in the ass, but we'll have the Mountaineers turn it back then. I've got a force moving in over there. Oof, I don't know about... Let's just go for a cautious attack on that one. He didn't have many men left. And I want to get those Mountaineers out elsewhere. Alright, that sounds really interesting. Actually, I've never heard of that film. Well, some of them may be fixed in the next few turns. I tell you, this Baltic shipping box has just been going like the clackers. It's just non-stop, like just bringing in state funds and war supply the entire time. But yeah, this is very good. We'll be pushing on Vyborg. Bring that pressure there on the Russians. The thing is, what about the sea mines? I need to get Helsinki. Problem is, he does have like the Helsinki fortifications there, and there's probably a lot of cannon. Yeah, but we'll go ahead and call it here for now. I just need to go ahead and do some reorganization. The movie's named 1864. I'll have to take a look at that one day. We're going to be launching an all-out attack against the Commander Brusilov over here. Hopefully we can get a drop on him on that one. I think we have a good chance. He seems to have lost a lot of power there, and he's obviously like kind of stuck there now. Which isn't looking all great for him. My god, finally I can make these corps commanders. Yeah. I may actually want to go ahead and put the heavy artillery in those brigades. Baines, actually. In those corps, I should say. 14% here. Okay, have these guys move out that way. Have these guys continue across here. I just want to go ahead and like be able to repair the rail line and be able to allow Eugene to move up and down. Yeah, exactly. London and Korea, Crimea would be nice. I really. Oh, it looks like the Dreadnoughts have left, I think. I don't know. I think the Dreadnought may have finished there. We do have the Mountaineers just moving up that way. We really don't have that many men, but I'm going to go ahead and just move up this way. We did win this battle, but I do have reinforcements coming at least. I do love the fact that I can actually recruit men from here, and that's really, really handy. At least gives me another location there. No, once you take something, you have to take the fortifications, not fortifications. They're destroyed in a battle, basically. Sadly, it'd be nice to take those guns. And maybe you can capture them, and if they're like separate units. But I think if they're fortresses, then you don't get it. But yeah, we'll go with that. So generally, we're in a good position. I do worry about the future, but we do have a good, solid advantage on the Entente with our national morale. We'll gain 5 national morale back next turn, which is going to be handy. We'll see. We can bring about 1 million men to battle with a good amount of artillery. Potentially even more men if we can increase that. And importantly, we'll have tanks. We'll be the only army in the world. Well, we are the only army in the world that has operational tanks at this moment in time. So that's very good. That means we can go ahead and actually put them into effect. And I think this is it. I think such weapons like that will make a difference. If we can combine that with gas. If we had level 3 gas, it'd be amazing, but obviously we don't. But if we can go ahead and combine that with like lots and lots of heavy artillery, level 3 artillery. We've got the level 3 infantry now. The armor's in there. We'll have good leaders as well. Like Hindenburg, if I could have Hindenburg command, that'd be great. But either way, he'll be commanding his own army. Yeah. Well, I mean, this is it. It's like, I think we're going to go in the next few turns to launch an offensive. I'd love to have done it when Russia was down, but it's going to take some time for Russia to be down. We're getting there, though. We are getting there. I'm going to move up a decent amount of Austrians over here. We have an Austrian army that's moved into the area. Yeah. Nice. That's pretty cool. Yeah, mountains rule. Definitely my man. Yeah, the Western Entente really hasn't taken that many casualties. But at least in positions like Salonika, we can enforce those casualties on them. In Egypt, they've lost a fair amount. We've lost amounts over here in Egypt, but not as much as the Entente. Having the supply depot over here makes such a big difference. Yeah. And we are raising more Ottoman troops as well, so that's going to be very important. But yeah, we'll see. Just a major thing here for us is just the fact that we gained the Romanians. It's just such a big thing for us in the long run. It just means that we have these men that we can just... We've got this nation that is here helping us. We've got that manpower, we've got the state funds, any war supply that they produce. But it's just the fact that we have that, we can use that. Like, for example, with Serbia, I get really nothing out of Serbia. Or really not much out of Serbia. If I go ahead and take a look at cities. Oh, this is regional allegiances. Let me find the cities one. Like regions. Oh, I think it was already sorted there actually. Right, so Belgrade produces 2 state funds for us. Like, it's really not a lot. Don't get me wrong, I'm thankful to have those state funds, but it's not a lot. Somewhere like Minsk. I love all the mountains here, by the way. So Minsk over here also produces two, but it produces some war supply, also some conscripts over here. But yeah, so this is the level that you're looking at. So it's like, when you take these places, they contribute a infinitesimal amount to the Central Powers war effort. But the main thing is like you're taking it away from the enemy. Which is why it's such a big deal to have Romania under our control, because I do have their legions. We actually gain full benefit from them, which is such a goddamn big deal. And these wheat fields over here, let's see. So 2 money, that's already like the same as Minsk. Conscripts of their supply. Yeah, Bucharest. I don't know how much it produces for me in terms of state funds, but probably more than I get from those captured cities. And yeah, this is it. We have their men. We gained them. I've also got all these militia units I can move around here if I want to. That'd be quite handy. The Eastern Front has really evolved in a lot of ways. Like, we've really begun to branch out now quite wide. Like, the front is a very wide one now. Like, we really are across the length and breadth of Russia. And it's not just mainland, but also here in Finland. And then obviously we have been engaged with them in the Caucasus. Obviously we're not pushing them here as much, but again, it just depends on like how many men he has here now. Yeah. I'm thinking about potentially trying to bring Afghanistan, like Persian Afghanistan, maybe into our cause. Maybe the Persians. They don't get that many men, but it could be useful just to have a couple more men out here. Maybe push on Baku or something. Or even to Azerbaijan, I should say. I bet he's enjoying the Dutch East Indies there. I think even had we stayed, I think we'd have ultimately lost it. So while it did hurt, we do at least have... Yeah, they've been... Wow, okay, they lost quite a few men there. Looks like they may have been involved in the attack. So we lost some of the Dutch forces there, which is a shame. But we can rebuild them. And the important thing is I do have this supply. Like, the supply is no joke. I tell you that, it's no joke. But yeah, there we are. We'll go ahead and call it here. I was going to do that a few minutes ago and then got caught up in tirade. I may have these men move to the Eastern Front when they can make themselves a little bit more useful, but we'll see. Or at least down to the Italian front, depends. I don't imagine we'll see him crashing through Belgium, but we'll see. We're also up to 3,400 ammunition today, which is interesting. I swear to God, it seems kind of random how much it goes, though. Because that's a pretty substantial increase from when we had something like 2,700 or something. Anyway, if you guys can go ahead and like the video, that'd be great. If you really want to help out, go become a patron or donate in Ko-fi. I move out tomorrow. I can't really afford to rent somewhere for a while, so I'll be back with my parents for a while. Thank God I have those. So if you guys want to help out, that'd mean a lot. But yeah, this, wow, this is it. I'm not charity, you guys don't have to give me shit. I was glad to be here with you guys. So until next time, thank you for watching.